Welcome to Smash Writing. I am your host, Paul. This is
Nobody.
Nobody.
Justin Nobody.
Now, once again, it's another theme idea. Today we are reviewing Jack Frost, round 1.
Yes.
The next round will take place in December because...
We're really putting a pin in that. We should just do the sequel in between. No, we don't want to do that.
No, so it goes with the thing.
Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman.
Yeah, but it's actually just titled Jack Frost.
If you remember, my number 1 comedy from the 90s. This movie is in my top 13.
Here's the thing, it's a horror comedy.
Damn right it is.
And it's for TV. You can tell that. Now, the backstory to this idea was that, obviously for the month of October, we're trying to do as many horror movies as we can. Jack Frost was your pick. The funny story was, I brought to him that we did our research. This movie came out before the Michael Keaton 1998 film, Jack Frost. I always wanted to watch this film. Okay? This film. So, but every time I searched for Jack Frost, I didn't get this film. But I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, I always got the Michael Keaton film. I watched the trailer for this growing up, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch it. But then when I get to the Michael Keaton film, I was pissed. Because I was like, I thought this was a Killer
Snowman movie.
No, I'm still so far out there right now.
Does snowman have boobs?
I'm thinking to myself, why isn't this snowman killing anybody? I was left confused as all hell for the longest time that there was 2 Jack Frost films, both being the main character would be the snowman, but 2 different genres back to back years. 97. This film came out. 98, the other film came out.
You know what's so funny is the sequel came out in between it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, break down the plot.
The plot of this movie.
Jack Frost.
So you start off with some narration. It's an older man talking to a little girl. A little girl like this, because it's clearly a guy. But that's okay. And you're looking at the Christmas tree and you got the opening credits and he's telling the story of a serial killer known as Jack Frost, who's killing people across these state lines, and they start finding bits of his victims in the food. And he gets caught by a local cop and he's being sentenced to die tonight. And you jump to a police truck who, depending on the camera view, is either in a blizzard or light snow.
Yeah.
But
or they ran out of that.
In the background, in the back of the truck, you see Jack Frost, and he's trying to get a smoke from the cop, and he gets a cigarette. And then you cut to the cops in the front, and they call out their buddy's name, and he doesn't answer, and then you hear Jack go, "Everything's fine back here." And no, the guy's dead, and he's smoking a cigarette. But they get into a collision with a chemical truck.
Yes.
And he gets sprayed with chemicals, and you see him melt into the snow. And you see something rise up out of the snow, and it scares the hell out of the lone cop survivor and leaves. And you jump to the police chief of the small local town, and you saw he hit Cotton Jack almost by accident, really. Where Jack was getting out of his truck to go to the bathroom and was suspicious for some reason. He really had no right to look at his car. He wasn't doing anything besides taking a piss. But anyway, he catches Jack Frost because he found victims in the trunk.
Yep.
And Jack swore vengeance, and he's still haunted by this. Because this cop isn't... It's a small little town. He doesn't deal with big serial killers like Jack.
Yeah.
And he's very startled by this.
And he's retiring, right?
No, I don't think.
Thought it was on the verge of retirement.
But, you see him, and he's got a little family. He's got a wife and a son who's trying to murder him. He's making him these oats. We'll get to why he's trying to murder him later. But he takes this grotesque lump, and he goes to work, and he's talking. You see a very tight-knit little community. You got the people making snowmen for
they're all contest. In the spirit of Christmas.
Yeah, you got the lady snowman, which I can't get out. I'm surprised they didn't have a scene with Jack Frost and that lady snowman. But anyway, it goes on. He almost throws away the oats, but he doesn't. That's important that he doesn't throw away those oats later. And he gets a call that there's been a murder. He goes to visit, and you see, like, was it an icicle jammed into his mouth or something like that?
Yeah.
And he makes a call to the feds to find out if Jack Frost really was executed. And they were told, yes, he's very much dead. And then you see, no, they're lying, and something happened to Jack. But they're not really saying what. But they're talking this chemist guy, and Jack's very much alive still. In the meantime, though, this snowman shows up outside the police chief's house. They think it's the kid. So he goes outside to decorate the snowman, and he needs this oven mitt to know what he's doing. Because it's so complicated. But these bullies show up to go sledding in their straight yard. Flat yard. They want it for sledding. Okay.
This movie didn't try.
No. And the one bully pushes the kid, he knocks the snowman's head off, and in retaliation, the snowman whacks the kid down, and he gets beheaded with one of the sleds. And you're going on, and you start realizing that the snowman is the one alive. He takes out this family, he takes out this couple who are squatting in the sheriff's house to have sex.
Yeah.
Because at this point the town is called a town meeting, the feds are there, they're trying to shut down the town, and Jack's at the police chief's house killing these kids who were squatting. They have a very, very strange bathroom scene. It's full-on snowman sexual assault going on.
Yeah. They really pushed the boundaries of TV on this one.
But eventually Jack shows himself to the main chief and to the feds. And they try to blow him up at the police station, but that doesn't do anything. So they manage to trick him into a boiler room, which melts him down, and the condensation of him coming out allows him to rain down back and reform outside.
Yes.
And he traps the police chief and the child in the car. And that's when he grabs the oats and shoves it in Jack's face just to grab something, and that does damage to Jack. And he looks at his son and goes, "What's in the oats?" He's like, "I didn't want you to get cold, so I put antifreeze in your oats." And if you look back at the scene, you do see a bottle of antifreeze next to the stove.
Jesus Christ.
So they managed to lure Jack into a thing of antifreeze, which kills Jack.
A bit of a truck.
And they load up the bottles of antifreeze into these bottles, and they bury the antifreeze in the ground. That takes us home. I loved every minute of this movie. Every moment of this movie was something special.
This movie, I know it's a comedy horror.
It's great.
It honestly started as probably a strictly, fully bad horror movie, okay? And by the end, the comedy was getting put into it.
I love that little part of the old man telling the story to his daughter or granddaughter or something, because that's going to be me. That's going to be me! And then, Scott McDonald as Jack Frost in the back of the police chief was kind of terrifying.
It really was.
He was really good, intimidating character. I kind of wish we got more of him.
Yeah, in his human form rather than
the Jack Frost snowman form.
Yeah. Now, the kills, I as a horror film, you gotta look at the kills.
Love the kills.
They were entertaining.
I loved when he was trash talking that guy. He's like, "I'm over here. No, over here. Smoke. Give me a light, buddy." And he just starts smacking people with his snowman hand, and that's wonderful. Just the image of this white oven mitt, battering people around
with some glitter on it to make it look like snow, just smacking people. And then the size of the snowman would vary in shots.
Yeah. I loved it when you see him in the reflection of the ornament, and rise up behind a woman in the chair. It's great. These are great scenes. The bathroom scene is ridiculous.
Killing the kids with the sled. I don't know why I got a laugh out of it.
I don't understand what those kids were doing. It's a straight runway.
I know. This movie was so bad that you knew you didn't want to take it serious, but you felt it was a good
Like, they took themselves seriously, like this was a serious threat, but at the same time, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew how ridiculous this was, and they owned it.
And they were okay with it, and that was okay. Now,
And it allowed them to go over the top. And they're like, look, we're making a killer snowman movie. Let's just
roll with it.
go over the top. Let's make this ridiculous. And they did, and it's a wonderful time. I have no negatives here. Because it's so great.
I think you can't really now.
Then when he gets out to go move this, the cop he's driving along and you see the snowman with the stop sign. And he gets out to move him. But when he closes the trunk door, he's gone. He's like out front of the car looking around. He's like, what's going on? And he turns around and there's the snowman behind the wheel of the car. And he runs him over and reverses over him, goes back, and you're just looking at this giant snowman head behind the wheel of this car.
My God,
Yeah, the
it's
one-liners
so
from
horrible that
Jack.
it's good.
Yeah, the one-liners from Jack, the back and forth between him and the chief, the fucking FBI agent, I can't remember his name. He is so over the top. It's like this, the background noise, like the music, da da da, because here he is, this FBI agent, this serious secret agent, and it's so
Except
stupid.
The movie, like I said, it was so good. It was so bad that it was so good. It was
It's-
one of those things that, yeah, it might not win no Academy Award.
It should. Like, best movie of the year, '96. This movie came out in 97?
97. And then,
What was the Academy Award winner?
oh my God. So, okay, so while you're looking at it, I'm going to give my grade. This was
S2.
This was complete trash. in the
Legit
best
A.
way.
Legit A. Like,
Best trash in a way. Now, what I'm going to give it an A for the entertainment purposes. Here's why. They knew they were bad. They knew what they were going to do. They knew they didn't have no money to do it, and they just said, "Fuck it, let's have fun." I bet you after they was done filming this film, everybody went out for drinks. It's crazy that Shannon Elizabeth was in this film. I didn't catch that at first until after the fact. I'm like, holy shit.
Was she
She was,
the bathroom?
yeah, because she's the daughter of the sheriff.
The sheriff didn't have a daughter.
Yeah.
The sheriff had a son.
Well, I thought he had
She
two
was,
kids.
no. She was the brother of the guy who's killed on the sled.
Oh, okay. Well, somehow they gave her enough of a role. And
The Oscar was oh, see, the English Patient won that year. Jack Frost Killer Snowman's better than English Patient. This is Academy Award winner.
All right, give your grade.
Hey. A-tier movie. This is great.
I'm going to give it an A as well.
I can make the argument this is the best Christmas movie of all time.
Jesus Christ, it's going to be on your top 10.
It's gonna be.
I know.
Top 3, guaranteed.
I'm giving this an A too because here's why. It's so bad, it's so good.
Yeah, but like I said, they knew how bad it was, so they're like,
And
let's
they
have fun.
ran with it.
Let's have fun with
Bad
it. Let's run with it.
Bad films in my eyes are films that they think are going to be good and it's still bad.
Yeah.
They knew this was going to be bad.
Yeah, they like, look, we can either step into this and make it serious and suck, or we can just go with this movie, go with this premise. Let's run with this idea as far as we can run with it.
So now, I'm giving it an A. He's giving it an A. Michael Keaton, let's see what you got.
Yeah, you don't have enough. I've seen what your snowman looks like. This snowman beats your snowman in looks every time. Tell me I'm wrong.
I will tell you that in December. Until next time,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.